Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Bonjour, bonsoir à tous, et bienvenue à Wada Forum. Welcome to this week's edition of the Wada Forum. We're so glad to have you all with us today. This week's agenda, we will be covering some exciting topics with our usual openings, some community updates, and then diving a bit more into different goings on at Intersect. We started some of the election information last week, and we'll continue with any candidates who are present. And then we'll go into our Cardano Governance Corner, where we'll have a space for all of those of you traveling to Argentina to make sure you're connected, know what's going on, and for those of us not traveling, to feel a little bit included in the process. So without further ado, we'll pass it on to our opening. Our opening. Oh, I like this. What was this next slide? Let's pull it up. Okay, go back. Let's hover on that slide for a second. I like this. Knowledge-based resources. So here we'll give you all access to these slides after so you can save these important links. We like to put some of the information together for you all on this call, but if you want to stay informed yourself, here are some different links that you can get information on 3 different areas: Intersect, the Cardano Foundation, and SingularityNet. But now let's read our statement of purpose to remind ourselves why we are all here today. Let's see. Mr. Harding, you introduced yourself earlier. Perhaps you would be willing to read our English statement of purpose today.
All right, and thank you very much for the opportunity. So, statements of purpose. Our mission: to elevate underrepresented groups through the application of technology and invest in a more equitable future.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Je ne vois pas de francophones ici parmi nous pour appeler. Je vais alors lire la version française. Notre déclaration de but, notre mission: promouvoir les groupes sous-représentés grâce à l'application de la technologie et investir dans un avenir plus équitable. So just always good to remind ourselves why we're here. And now we had a little bit of a battle of who's not feeling well. Adufa and I are a bit under the weather. You can probably hear my raspy voice, but I'm gonna give the meeting recap this week in Adufa's honor. So last week we gave some highlights. You all know, hopefully, that Catalyst Fund 13 submissions were underway. They are now closed, other than the larger partner category. You still have a little bit more time for the partners category. We also mentioned last week about the verification process for the community reviewers. So to just be aware about that if you are going to be a community reviewer. And we went over the Intersect board and committee elections. We will spend some more time on that a little bit later for anyone who wanted to continue talking about that. And then Nana Safu showed us through how to vote. He did a screen share and showed us exactly how to do it, which was very exciting and insightful. And just a reminder, voting actually closes coming up soon, the 20th. So this is a chance for any questions that you have on this call, if we can answer any of your questions, or hopefully we'll get some more into the candidates again in a little bit. And then, of course, the very exciting thing last week was our WADA DREP launch. So Nana Safo also walked us through a little bit more about the WADA DREP and how to delegate to us. So that's a little bit about last week. Bon, pour les francophones, je vois tout écrit ici sur l'écran. Alors, je ne crois pas que c'est nécessaire de tout le diriger en français. Euh, mais merci aussi d'être présent parmi nous. Next slide. All right, so, in terms of new updates, I kind of already went over the Catalyst updates. I don't think there's anything super new, but Samuel, jump in if I'm forgetting something important. I mentioned that submissions have closed except for that partners category. So I hope everyone got their proposals in, is feeling good about it, and now encourage you all to move into the next phase of socializing your proposals, also reading through the other proposals on Idea Scale, commenting, making connections there. People really like to see engagement. And if you are so inclined to do the community reviewing, a lot of our community members also find that to be a fruitful process. On the other hand, we have intersect updates. And I was not present, but I know some people here were at the annual members meeting hosted in Ghana. I wonder if anyone was here, if they would raise their hand. Just
Okay, so Megan, I was there and can quickly.
Oh, excellent, Samuel. Yes, tell us about it.
Yeah, I can quickly run through high level what exactly transpired. So this was a review of the main event that happened over last weekend. So this is the Intersect annual membership meeting, which was held in Accra as part of its regional engagement initiatives. A bit of a background, these meetings are designed to bring together Intersect members, discuss Cardano's roadmap, and share key achievements from the past year. So it's a platform for members to also deliberate on other important issues such as voting on issues. That's the elections for committee and board positions, and to also plan for the future of the organization. So during the Accra event, participants had the opportunity to meet in person, reflect on the past year's successes and challenges, and provide input into the direction of Intersect and its impact on broader Cardano ecosystem. The Accra event was hosted by our Accra Hub lead, Madam Fia, and this event was represented by Intersect officials Nick and Jima. And yes, they were present in Accra for the main event. Apart from that, there were satellite events that happened across the region. Northern Ghana satellite event was hosted by Jeremiah, and there was also one in Kenya that was hosted by Harry, and another one hosted by Boaz and the team in Goma. Overall, the event had a good number of participants. The Accra main event had about 35 participants representing. In Kenya, we had about 19 people or 19 participants representing. And overall, it was very engaging. Participants were happy and lessons learned. And we are looking forward to the next year when we have the opportunity to host it somewhere in the region. This high level exactly what transpired. Thanks, Megan. Back to you.
OK, bon, peut-être bref, en français, je vais résumer. Samuel a mentionné qu'il a assisté au meeting annuel du Intersect, des membres d'Intersect. Il y avait aussi plusieurs autres événements satellites autour de l'Afrique, autour des autres hubs régionaux. Mais là-bas, ils ont, bon, à ceux de Ghana, ils ont parlé de ce qui s'est passé cette année, comment ça s'est passé. avec les différents hubs, le lancement des hubs, Baba, etc. Et ils ont un peu parlé du futur. Alors, il a mentionné que il y avait aussi Boaz qui a fait un événement pour le Centrafrique. Et ces événements étaient hybrides. Alors, il y avait les gens là-bas avec les autres qui ont assisté en ligne. Il a mentionné une trentaine de personnes dans leur groupe, si j'ai bien compris. Et je ne connais pas les statistiques pour les autres groupes, quoi. Okay, thanks. I think I got some of that down. Oh, it looks like Boaz is jumping in. Maybe we'll call on him later to tell us more about their event.
Megan, sorry to butt in. Was not able to join the review. If he's here and he wants to talk about exactly, briefly, high level what transpired in Goma, that will help because I couldn't get updates on him. Yeah.
Bon, Boaz, tu es venu au bon moment. On était en train de parler du meeting annuel de Intersect, des membres. Samuel a parlé de ceux du Ghana. Alors, tu es arrivé au moment d'ajouter sur ce que vous avez fait là-bas en RDC, si tu peux parler.
Voilà, merci beaucoup et merci pour la parole accordée. Désolé d'être venu un peu en retard. Bon, nous, ici à Goma, nous devrions être en connexion avec les amis de Ghana Accra. Malheureusement, dû au time zone, ça n'a pas été possible, mais nous avons profité de la même facilitation que les amis du Ghana parce que c'est aussi Gemma Dakian qui a facilité notre réunion annuelle des membres ici à Goma. La session a été en français et ce sont les mêmes points à l'ordre du jour que nous avons aussi entamé le vendredi là, 11 octobre 2024, de 13h30 à 16h30 heure de Goma. Ça doit être 2 heures de moins à temps universel. Nous étions réunis à 20 membres d'Intersect, dont une grande partie, soit au moins 14 à 15 membres fondateurs que l'on appelle paid members, donc les membres payants. Et les points tels que je pense ont déjà été soulignés étaient parler des réalisations d'Intersect au courant de cette année, parler également des perspectives d'Intersect en 2025 et enfin, nous sommes passés à la rétrospective pour ce qui est à venir, bien sûr, les perspectives, je veux dire. Voilà, la session était interactive. On a fait des questions dedans et des questions qui ont bien sûr eu des réponses. Et enfin, nous avons fini par un partage d'un verre. Voilà. Merci beaucoup.
Ok, merci aussi Boaz pour ces éclaircissements sur votre réunion. Really quickly, just to maybe
thanks a lot. I don't know if you were okay.
I'm happy to just give a quick summary in English, unless you want to. Okay. Basically, Boaz started by talking about how ideally they would have joined together with the Ghana event and done it together, but due to the time zones and some technical considerations, they had a separate meeting on their side, but it was facilitated still by the same group. And their meeting was in French. And he talked about, 20 or so, 20 members that were present. And basically that they went through some of the same agenda that Samuel talked about, a retrospective of, how the year has gone, looking forward into next year, and talking about priorities and things like that for next year. Overall, I think it was a positive experience, it sounds like. So that's really great to hear. Okay, so next part of our agenda, we will get into some more of Intersect, what's going on in Intersect. We have the elections for Intersect Board and Committee, and anyone who is a member of Intersect is able to vote. So we wanted to spend this time for those of you who had questions or anyone who wants to talk about their candidature, to talk about that now. And we have them all listed here, right? On the next slide.
Let's go to the next slide. Yeah.
There we go. Excellent. So here at the top, you see the different committees that are up for election. There's the Civics Committee, Budget, Intersect Steering Committee, Product, Membership, and Community. So if anyone is here and your name is on the list, you can raise your hand, wave, and would anyone like to speak about themselves and let us know why you're running? Bon, pour ceux d'entre vous qui apparaissent sur la liste-ci, on vous invite de vous introduire si vous ne l'avez pas fait la séance dernière et nous parler un peu de votre candidature. Pourquoi est-ce que vous voulez être élu et quelles sont vos motivations?
Okay, thank you very much, Megan. I'm Nathaniel Dramina, and I'm on the Civic Committee running for election. I am the community lead for Ubuntu Origins Lab and also very active license hub in Wada. So I am vying for this position because of my background in law and trying to bring that to contribute to the Cardano liquid democracy and governance structure. Thank you very much.
Okay, Nathaniel, that's very great. I hope you get it. Yes, Mr. Harding, I see your hand is raised. You have the floor.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Eko Harding. I'm from Ghana. I've been a volunteer for Wada, Ghana for about 3 years now. My interest in civics or the constitution side of Cardano stems from my role as a co-funded proposer back about a year ago. I worked with some people from quite a diverse background on the code of conduct for DREPs, and through that experience, it's forward my interest in whole constitutions stuff about Cardano. I don't have a background in law, but my background is also in engineering, and per my roles in other various organizations, I've also been doing stuff around the constitution. And the reason I also applied for this role is to get to learn more, because this year I've been doing stuff around like constitution. I also was given the opportunity to moderate the constitution workshop we had somewhere in August, and yeah, it's been a learning process so far. And why you should vote for me is I'm very reliable, always willing to learn, and always up for the task. So thank you very much.
Excellent. I'm glad you get it. Remind us, who knows how many people do we vote on the membership and community committee?
Nana Safo shared updates on that last week. Nana Safo, would you kindly recap?
Yeah, I think community civics committee they have 4 seats available, and then a budget committee too, they do have 4 seats available. as well as I think Interset steering committee has 5 seats, and then membership also has four seats, and a lot of people are actually vying for that position. And then product committee also have 4 seats as well. So
Megan, you are talking, you're on mute.
So not all of you can win, but 4 of you. We're hoping
Yeah,
for
exactly,
you.
exactly. So if you're going to vote, you can vote for only 4 people out of the many list. So yeah, you have to choose carefully.
Megan,
Yeah.
those of us who had the opportunity last week to showcase ourselves, if we have time, can we also again?
Yeah, sure. We're a bit of a small group today, so I think it's fine for us to do some repeats, give everyone a fair time. Are you hoping to talk? Is that
Yes,
why? Okay.
just to remind.
Maybe Samuel, I see your name here twice. Maybe one thing you can highlight in your presentation is which committee you're more passionate about, or if you're hoping for both of them equally.
Yeah. Well, so I am vying for a seat on the membership and community committee, as well as the steering committee. Given the numbers in the membership and community committee, maybe I have to look more on the steering committee aspect. And yes, it also aligns with my background. I'm not new here. Let me say, I work for Wada as the coordination lead, and my background is in project management, specifically in IT. And I've been in the ecosystem for quite a while now. I believe that if I'm voted onto the steering committee or possibly the membership committee, I'll be able to leverage my experiences that I have on the committee and stuff that I've done as a person to impact positively on Intersect and entire Cardano community. Thank you. Megan, you're on mute if you are talking.
I was trying to be quiet just to see if anyone else wanted to jump in with a contribution. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one talking on here.
And let's take the opportunity to also talk for Mercy. Unfortunately, he was
Yes.
supposed to be here, but he's having some engagement on some other call, so she's not able to pass through, but we can do it on her behalf. So Mercy is vying for a seat on the budget committee. We talked about it last week. If you can see the list, she's there with Christopher Pookwakins. I don't know if Christopher was here last week, but on our side, these are the only 2 people on that particular part. So if we can do well, remember these names and, vote accordingly, that will help. Once we get a lot more people from our end on the budget committee, I think it has a lot of great impact on the Wada community, Africa as a whole. So please, even if you have voted already, we are just reminding you that Mercy and Christopher are there, so you might want to rescind your decisions and vote again, because that's allowed. Nathaniel's hand is up, so Nat, you can go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to add up to what Megan was saying, that if you find yourself in multiple committee, like myself, I also in that bracket. So I wanted to say I'm more passionate about the civic, since I have more technical and legal research background for that, than the membership committee that I also applied for. So I'm more passionate about the civic committee. That's what I wanted to put in. Thanks.
All right then. Boaz, would you want to talk about yours as well? Just a reminder.
Before, if Boaz is waiting to unmute, thanks, Nathaniel, for highlighting that. I think your name is on that big list. It's important to distinguish. But I like that civics committee. Copy that. Boaz. Boaz, you're off mute, but we're not hearing you. Would you like to talk about your position up for election?
No, Boaz, we can hear you. You are still on mute.
Okay, Boaz, perhaps you can tell us about it in the chat if you're able to, but we're not able to hear you, unfortunately. So maybe we'll move on to our next point of discussion for today. Our Wada DREP corner. So we talked about this last week, but perhaps Nana Safu has some more things to share with us, and also we'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. But Nana Safu, I'll pass over to you now.
Yeah, thanks, Megan. And thanks everyone for, taking some time to join us today. And I'm glad to once again come to you and then share with you a bit of an update about the Wada DREP. As of our launch last week, I think there's been a bit of progress, so it is exciting to share with the entire community so that you know that, gradually we are growing, and it's interesting to also be part of the journey. So, Rich, I'll take the screen sharing from here if you don't mind. Okay. Who is the host?
Adufa will give you access.
Oh, she's here. I thought she was not feeling well, so she's not here. That's fine. Nice to have you, Adufa. Kindly grant me access so I can share my screen real quick. Thank you. Okay, so I do believe that everybody can see my screen, and I'm also, audible enough. So if you can see my screen, you realize that I'm showing you the Wada profile, Wada DREP profile, which is, live, right? So it is live. So what I'm showing here is a live activity now. This site basically gives you details about what is happening with a certain DREP pool in terms of what delegates are coming in as and when they are coming in as well. And then you also get a chance to learn about what the voting power for that particular DREP pool looks like, and then what is the total stake that they have as of now, right? So if you look at the Wada DREP pool, you realize that our voting power currently as it stands is 11.79K ADA, and the total stake is 11.69K ADA. So usually if we were to work on a governance action, this is what we're going to rely on, which is the voting power, 11.79K ADA. And then if I'm to give more details about it, as it stands now, we have four wonderful people who are delegating to the Wada DREP pool. And I know we are more than four on this particular call, so I would encourage you, if you have not yet delegated, please do well to delegate. I think yesterday I shared across a video showing you how you can use the Eternal mobile application to delegate your stake to the Wada DREP pool. And I also put in the chat the WADA DREP ID so that it becomes easy for you to, use it to vote for us. Delegate to us. And if you also go on Twitter and you search for WADA_org, you would see our DREP ID on our profile visibly over there. You can just copy from there and then use it to perform your delegation function. Mind you, once you delegate, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter your delegation, right? What I mean to say is that your stake, which is your balance, is always available to you anytime, anywhere, any day. If you wish to withdraw some funds, you can always go ahead and withdraw some funds. And then if you wish to also add some more funds, which I encourage you do, especially in this particular era, you can go ahead and add some more funds to your portfolio, right? And then it will all contribute to the growth of the DREP, and we will all be able to participate meaningfully in governance when the time is right, come probably December or January. So yeah, I want to just encourage you guys. This is the current progress. I think it is interesting. So if you have not delegated yet, please do well to delegate to the WADA DREP pool, and then let's see how things will go. And very soon, this is just an announcement. Very soon, we'll be sending across a form to sort of collect interest from people who would want to be part of the WADA DREP as core team members, where you'll be responsible for certain roles. So please do look out for that information or that announcement in the various platforms, and also on the WADA Twitter timeline. Yeah, it will be there. So please do look out for it, and then we'll be glad to have a word or two with all of you when you apply. And then if you qualify, we are glad to work with you and then grow the pool all together. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being here, Nana Safo. It's exciting times for governance in Cardano. So this is really a way to, kind of be connected to the decisions that are going to be made going forwards. Everything is really changing, honestly, in terms of how different things will happen going forwards. It's not just going to be the three entities deciding everything for us. And being part of a DREP community, such that we are, is really our path to being connected to that. So really encourage everyone to get more active in delegating. It doesn't do anything to you to delegate. You don't lose your ADA. It's similar to staking. Yeah, it's only good things, I guess.
Megan, can you translate that in French?
Bon. Il faut pas que j'oublie vous les francophones, excusez-moi. Nana Safo vient de présenter notre DREP WADA. Bon, pour plus de détails, il a un peu plus détaillé ça la séance dernière, en termes de comment concrètement déléguer vos ADA à notre DREP de WADA. Mais il a un peu partagé l'écran pour montrer le profil. Vous pouvez avoir accès à ça en ligne à 1694.io. Vous cherchez les DREPs. Vous pouvez aussi avoir accès à ce qu'il nous a montré. Il a montré nos délégations et il vous a encouragé à déléguer vos ADA à nous. Bon, maintenant, s'il y a des questions que vous avez ou des commentaires, maybe now we can get into if anyone has questions about anything we've discussed today or anything we didn't discuss that you wanted us to have discussed. we can hear back from you guys. Any questions about delegating?
I have a question for Nana Safo. Nana Safo, in your presentation, I saw some differences in the values or in the numbers with respect to the voting power and the live stake. What accounts for that?
Right. Thank you for the question. So, let me just share my screen so I can show you what happens. Where is it? Okay, so I believe you are talking about the voting
Yes.
power in the live stake.
Yes.
Yeah. So usually what happens is that the delegation, the voting power is, it's calculated based on a certain mechanism, right? And that mechanism ensures that your live stake, the total live stake that you have, okay, amounts to your voting power plus 10. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. So that is where we are seeing the difference of 10 and then 79 and then 69. So the 10 is more like a base for you, and then your delegations add up to it, and then it determines your voting power from there. So that is where we are seeing that particular difference.
All right, thank you. Just to remind ourselves that henceforth we are going to have a Wada D-Rep corner where we are going to share updates on who is delegating to us, our voting power, our current voting power, and everything. So let's watch out for that. Nana Safo, tell us, what is the one basic motivation for any member to delegate to Wada D-Rep? Just one.
Yeah, sure. So you delegating to WADA basically means that you are ensuring that the African voice is also heard in terms of the Cardano governance. So WADA DUEP as of now represents entire Africa. So and as we have always been doing as a community, we've been trying to bring the voices to those who are quote unquote voiceless in the community, and also giving them the resources to be able to contribute meaningfully to the ecosystem. So if you do share similar or same passion with us, then you should go ahead to delegate to us, and of course we promise to deliver, because you have a very strong team, or we're going to build a very strong team who will be able to deliver meaningfully to the maintenance and then the growth of the ecosystem at large. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And Nana Safo, am I correct to assume, will we have a space to talk about what we're voting on this platform with the DREP? Because I know there have been a couple of governance actions. So how have we gone about the voting for those ones with the WADA DREP?
Yeah, so currently we have not voted yet. We have not voted on any governance action yet. We are in the bootstrapping phase, right? So the actual governance action will commence when Chan Hard 2 is done. And then that will be somewhere December or early January. So that is where we actually begin to vote on governance actions. But of course, the WADA DREP is going to focus on all 7 governance actions. So we are going to have dedicated team for each and every governance action, which means that a lot of work would actually go into determining what decisions should be made on a certain governance action that there is of. So it means that the community can basically trust and also confide in we making the right judgment for the betterment of the entire ecosystem. And of course, we'll be having like some said, we'll be having this WADA corner to also provide a platform for all members who are delegating to the WADA DREP, to get a chance to learn about what progress is going on, and then also contribute in terms of what decisions to be made on what kind of governance action that there is of. So yeah, in a nutshell, answering your question, we'll be we will be voting on all governance actions, and then we'll also be proposing in all governance actions when there is a need to do so.
Okay, that's great. So it sounded like you're interested in recruiting more members to be supporting. So everyone take note.
Yeah, we'll be sharing the phone.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so next part of our Wada Forum today is our Wada DREP Corner. No, sorry, next slide. There we go. Cardano Governance Corner. This is where we have a little spot each week, as I said at the beginning of the call, for our delegates who are traveling to come together and make sure, different things that are coming up from each of you have a place to discuss them, give each other advice, etc. And for those of us who aren't going, to just feel a little bit included in the process, like me. But anyways, so now, do we have any delegates here among us? You can just do the reaction to show you're here. Oh, I see Mermos has joined us from Cameroon. Welcome. You came right at the right time.
Why is he going to Argentina?
Yeah, he's our alternate delegate for the Cameroon team.
Yeah, that's great. So members, on me, share your experience with that. How is it going? How is your preparations? Your first time in Argentina?
I think he's a good one to share. He's having some obstacles.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
I would like to remind that delegates and the alternate from Cameroon are not participating in synthesis workshops. I don't know if even they are coming in Kenya this November, because we'll have to meet there.
Memo is down.
Yes, I was at the meeting today. Hi, everybody. Yes, I was at the synthesis workshop today. Since I was just busy, so I couldn't talk, but I was listening.
Okay, great. So are you now involved? You know where you need to be for those different workshops? Okay.
Members, are we meeting in Nairobi? November?
No, but the delegate, the other delegate is going to be there. The main delegate is going to be there. I'm the alternate. Only main delegates were invited to Nairobi.
Mermos, perhaps you want to share about your experience with the preparations. Maybe others can identify with your struggles.
Okay. So far, we've managed to contact. We're included recently. I think it was 2 days ago, in the Telegram group. We had a chance to talk to, I think it's a guy named Michael. He's our contact point. So now we are exchanging emails, and he's guiding us through the procedure. And the difficulty that we had was that since we don't have passports yet, we needed to apply for our passports, and we contacted Intersect for them to assist us with for the application. But so far we got no reply from them, so we are still waiting. In the meantime, we also expressed our difficulties to Michael, the contact point, and he said he will look into it and have it sorted out. So that's what we are waiting for, us to get the invitation letter from, I think it's the University of Buenos Aires. Yeah. So that's basically what's been happening so far.
Okay, and they're kind of working with you on that process, or I mean, do you feel supported? Let me say it that way. Or do you feel like there's things?
Not fully, because I think there's a lot of delay between the time between the emails we send them and the reply we get from them, so it kind of slows down everything.
Memos, do you need these invitation letters to process your visa and things like that?
Absolutely, and it's also that the second difficulty that we also have is that we have to go to Nigeria, to Abuja actually, to apply for this visa. So the
Oh.
longer the time the longer the time that they are taking right now is going to be a problem for us later.
Yeah, I can imagine the difficulty. What exactly is the date for the event? Around middle of December, right?
No. Beginning of December.
First week in December.
Yeah, first week, the very first week of December.
Then time is really running out, and especially as you need to go through visa processes and things like that. Sometimes the embassies take a bit of a long time to.
Yeah, they said the minimum time that they take to process a visa application is 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. And we are in October, so if you can have it even before the end of October, maybe you can work it around November and pull through in the last minute. Let's see how it goes. But keep putting some more pressure on your contact points, and let's see how it goes.
Absolutely.
Or if you know other people too in the ecosystem who are delegates as well, and they are going, you can contact them, see how they got the invitation letters, and if they can help to facilitate your case, that also help.
Yeah, we got in touch with one delegate. I think he's from Mauritius. He's actually the one that helped us out quite a lot for us to be at this stage already with the communication, because we were completely left out. I don't know for what reason.
Sorry, it happens. Intersect or the ecosystem is very busy now. There are a lot going on, and let's see. But I'm really hopeful. I'm really optimistic. However things turn out, you will have your invitation letter, process your visa, and surely you're going to be in Buenos Aires. And later bring us some more updates from your experiences.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is anyone else here traveling? Are you having
Is
Boaz,
Boaz
you're
not
traveling.
part of the delegates?
Yeah, he is. I think
a Goma delegate. So I'll be traveling to, I don't know what they are doing there accordingly to the process, but I think I have to go to Kenya for that. I'm not the one going to Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
But Kenya is near.
You
DC.
go there all the time anyways. Mr. Harding, how's it going? You're traveling. How's the process from the Ghana side?
Mr. Harding, you are talking on me.
So thank you very much. So with us, I think currently it's only the delegate who has gotten an invitation from Accra, delegate from Accra. I, as the alternate, have not received my invitation letter yet. I think those internally to same haven't received any invitation letter yet. And from the look of things, we would be traveling to Nigeria for the visa interview, because there's no embassy in Ghana here. So we are currently waiting for our invitation letter. Then probably the next step would be to travel to Nigeria. Fortunately, all of us also have passports, and we are using the requirements from the delegate in Accra who received the invitation letter. So so far we are gathering the document, and hopefully we would receive an invitation letter probably by the close of the week, so that by next week, early next week, we decide on how we'll be going to Nigeria and when we'll be going to Nigeria to get the interview and also like process the visa for December. And I think in regards to the synthesis workshop, as I think one of the guests mentioned that it was just for the delegates. So the alternatives are most likely to join online for the original ones, but the alternatives are not part of the original one, synthesis workshop. So in Ghana, so far so but just that the communication, as our friend from Cameroon also mentioned, has been a bit slow. But yeah, we are on the lookout for any means possible.
Okay, I have a follow-up question. So all of that jumping around, are they paying for that? Are
Yes,
they
yes.
reimbursing you, or how is it going?
Yes, for that's what I was told, that we will be reimbursed.
Mm.
But you have to keep the receipt, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it looks like you are pre-financing everything, and you will be reimbursed at a later time, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So you'll all have to meet up in Nigeria.
Yes, yes, please.
Like I'm saying, maybe we should plan something for you to all have a first meeting in Nigeria. I'm
Absolutely, I
serious
was
though.
about to suggest that. Yes, absolutely. I was about to suggest the same thing. We can actually
Yeah.
coordinate ourselves and get that at the same time.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, that will help.
But I think it will depend on when the invitational letters also come in. Because if we were to be, imagine if we all had our invitation letters, we could have decided, okay, probably next week, Monday or Wednesday, we should all be in Nigeria.
Oh, okay, so does that mean you can all also apply together as a group?
Oh,
So
yes,
that you all
yes.
go through the interview at the same time?
Yes,
Yes,
since we are
we
going
cannot,
to the same event.
we
That
cannot
could have
apply at the
been-
same time.
Yeah, that could have been a very efficient process, and it will be very effective as well, so that you don't have to turn in like individuals, and sometimes with visa processes, going as a group, it's sometimes better than going there back to back and sharing the same story.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
this is
maybe-
good.
maybe-
This is the whole point. This is the whole point of this section of the call, is making these kinds of connections. So we'll always save this space on the future forums for this kind of coordinating and things like that. So
Yeah.
next week, we look forward to hearing your updates. We hope that you're able to get the invitation letters. Maybe we can plan all of your Nigeria reunion then.
But I thought what said he's going to, if I got it right, he's going to, is it what, Kenya?
Yeah, so there's a preparation. It sounds like a regional meetings that they're having in different areas. And as Mr. Harding outlined as well, I think there will be a virtual component. So
Okay.
the alternates will be able to participate virtually, but I think they're prioritizing invitations to the main delegates. So these will be, I guess, what do they call them? Little satellite events, right? Happening around to prepare for this bigger in-person event, which I think is really smart. One of the things I think Mercy and I discovered when we traveled for the first workshop, the SIP 1694, is that it was hard to actually get anything done in that short time with everyone there together. Even though we had kind of prepared all of our own local events, but having some of these bigger organized online events beforehand, I think is a good strategy to start these conversations before everyone's in the same room together and the pressure is on.
Right then.
All right, well, I think we'll officially close the Wada Forum. We can hang on a bit and chat for anyone who wants to. But thank you all for being here today. Merci à tous d'être venus aujourd'hui.